So we're moving soon, and I have been sort of sitting in this mostly empty apartment for the last 3 days, going through sort of a range of emotions. And I know that change can be a beautiful thing, a wonderful thing, a necessary thing, but it can also be really scary. So I just kind of wanted to take a minute to talk about that today. So first of all, moving and changing your life in any respect can be really scary. It's sort of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen in the new place. Are you going to love it? Are you going to hate it? Letting go of a lot of things that you've accumulated in your space to make room for new can be challenging. It can be nostalgic. It can be a little hard and emotional to let go of some things. And also losing your routine, losing your feeling of stability that you've sort of created in your life or in the place that you live now. Are you going to get that back? Are you going to be able to find that again? How long is it going to take for you to find that again? You know, these are the things that we sort of like run through on these emotions. And that's sort of where I'm at right now. It kind of hit me this past weekend. We had some people come and pick up most of our furniture, a good bit of our stuff, because we are getting rid of everything. And as exciting as it was to like make the decision, like we're doing this thing that we've been saying that we wanted to do, the opportunity has kind of come along and we're able to do it. But actually having it happen is so scary. And my anxiety just took over. So as we're watching these men like move our stuff out of the apartment, and it's just now this empty space. And then my husband's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the gym. And I couldn't because I'm feeling under the weather for the last few days. And so I'm sitting by myself in this mostly empty apartment, and it hit me. And it was like just this wave of emotion came over me, like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Are we doing the right thing? Like, there's nothing left. You know, we have our bed that we're living on essentially for the next couple of days before we officially move out of the apartment. The living room is totally empty. My son's room is empty. Bathrooms have been cleared out, and it's really happening. And sometimes when it hits like that, it can be really, really hard. These are some things that I've been doing the last couple days that I'm going to continue to do to really sort of help me transition through this time. And hopefully, these are some things that if you're going through something like this or similar with a big change in your life can be really helpful to you. But the first thing is trying to continue with my morning sort of rituals. So making my coffee the way that I like it when I get up in the morning, having those just little routines that I like to do first thing, you know, when I get up and I take a shower and get ready and, you know, set myself up for the workday. This was something that I really wanted to maintain, especially this morning. It's Monday morning. The weekend was a little bit of like a fun camp out weekend, like how are we gonna eat our food and, you know, make our breakfast and that sort of thing. But for the next few days and then moving into our temporary home, that's what I'm going to continue to do. My morning routine, making sure that I feel like I have that time to myself, that space to myself, that I'm enjoying the things that I like to enjoy first thing in the morning so that I have some semblance of normalcy, at least for that part of the day. The next thing is always going to be maintaining my routine for things like my physical activity, so going to the gym. We are keeping our gym membership that we've been going to for the last couple of years, at least for the next few weeks, while also looking for a gym that's closer to the place that we are going to be temporarily living at, so that maybe we can shift our schedule a little bit, make it a little bit easier. But making sure that I'm getting physical activity in is so important. Going for my walks, getting some sunlight on my face, and just having some time away from screens, away from the noise, away from just the overwhelming anxiety that kind of comes with making big life transitions. You know, you really need to have those moments where you can just take a breath and, you know, do something physical and get out of your head for a little bit. Something else is kind of keeping some things that are familiar around. So maybe it's like your favorite mug, you know, your favorite towel, your hair towel, or, you know, keeping your skincare routine, like the familiar things that you really help to ground you and keep you who you are. You want to keep those around. So as much as I've gotten rid of so much extra stuff that I just don't need or haven't looked at in the last however many years, there are certain pieces that I was like, you know what, I'm not going to part with these, even if they're temporarily stored. These are things that really mean something to me, that are sentimental, that I need to have in my life, that are sort of non-negotiable. A lot of those things are maybe, you know, things that my son did when he was younger, you know, pictures or little notes. My husband was making fun of me because I kept all of his baby teeth. Of course I did. Why would I not? Why would I not keep his baby teeth? So that might seem super random and weird, but at the same time, it's like he's my one and only. And these things mean a lot to me, though. You know, being the tooth fairy for all those teeth, you know, being Santa for all those years, like that means a lot to me. So making sure that I keep just some things that really do have that sentimental value to me. I want to make sure that I can hold on to, and that will help me, you know, as I go forward into this new chapter, this new journey that we're going on. Another thing that's really been helpful is, like I said earlier in this video, my movers came and took all our stuff, and my husband went to the gym, and I was alone for 2 hours sitting here feeling overwhelmed. When he got home, I was like, I am not okay. I am not okay. And I just sort of like laid into him, like, this is where I'm at. This is how I'm feeling. You know, I'm overwhelmed right now. I don't feel well. I don't feel like I'm mentally able to handle this at the moment because I'm under the weather, and you left, and I'm sitting here, just the walls started kind of closing in. And so he and I had like just like a really great, honest conversation. And he was kind of a little bit like laughing at me because he's like, what happened in the last couple hours? Because this is something that we really want to do. And we made the decision and the opportunity for us to be able to do what we're about to do. I mean, this is not something that we take lightly. And it's very exciting, and it's like creating our dream life, which is like everything. I mean, it's just everything, especially when we're, you know, we're in our mid-40s now. We are 45 years old, and we are about to just embark on this crazy adventure. And I'm sitting here freaked out because, you know, the couch is gone. Like, I have no place to sit. You know, like keeping things in perspective and having conversations with people to talk about how you're feeling. And once you get it off your chest and you kind of vocalize, then you can start to really understand, okay, where is this valid? Is this just a temporary emotion? Like, getting that out can really help. So even if you don't have someone to talk to, writing it down. You want to make sure that you're focused on the future and where you're going. Don't be so consumed with the temporary anxiety of moving house, because it is temporary. It's not going to last forever. So try to maintain that focus, have that conversation, and sort of get things off your chest, and just really sort of lean into and remember why you're doing what you're doing. Why is this happening? Why did I make this decision? Like, and really try to convert that anxiety into excitement. We need to remember that change isn't the end of your stability. It's not the end of your foundation, because you are bringing all that with you. Who you are and your habits and that foundation that you have built of who you really are at your core, these are things that are going to go with you wherever you go. So if you are in a place where you've made a big life-changing decision, or maybe not even a big life-changing decision, just making some changes, it's important to remember that you're not letting go of your stability. You're not letting go of your security. You're bringing that with you because that's in you. That's a part of who you are. You're not just letting go of something. You are creating something new. And if it's something that you've made a decision to do, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. Yes, it's terrifying. Yes, it's nerve-wracking. You don't know what the future is going to hold, except that you really do have more control over it than you think. You really do have such a beautiful opportunity that you can, just really lean into and create something really, truly magical and romanticize it, or, whatever you want to think about, however you spin that for you to create more of an excitement over the anxiety. So that's really where I'm at right now, because we're transitioning into moving into a temporary place with family. That's a little overwhelming. When you're in your mid-40s, you're a married couple and we're going to live with family for a few months, and it's like going into someone else's space and invading into their life and trying to make sure that we are still getting done the things that we need to get done and that we're not interfering with everyone else in their life. And it's really stressful. It's very, very stressful, but we're looking at it as a gift. We have this beautiful opportunity to stay here for the next couple of months while we transition into what is ultimately our dream. And so making sure that we are constantly keeping things in perspective and in that positive perspective is what's really important right now. If you are in a big change right now, just remember to breathe, take a moment, maintain your routines as much as you can. Hold on to the things that you really, really love and create that stability for yourself, and be excited. Remember why you're doing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, yay! I actually love change. Like, I do, and I love change. And I was in a space for a really long time where I was very stuck. And to have the opportunity to be able to do what I'm doing now is like incredible, incredible. And I hope that if you're at home and you're wanting to make a change and you're just a little scared, or you're not sure if it's going to work out, or there is no right time. There's no right time. There's only right now. So just remember that. If you're waiting for all your little duckies to line up, they're never going to line up. Duckies don't line up like that. There's always going to be the one that trails off and runs away. So you just got to remember, okay, you know what? This is as good as it's going to get. I'm going to do it. So if you are in a space where you're going through some life changes, or you're making some big decisions and going for something, whether it's, life-changing big dream, or, just something small, let me know. I love to have conversations with you in the comments about everything that's going on. I want to make sure that we are leaning on each other and that we can be there for each other and help each other out. If there's any other kinds of videos that you would like to see from me, please let me know. I will do my best to do a video on it. Videos are probably going to look a little bit different going forward after this one. But I'm just so glad you're here, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.